Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for clicking on. Just getting things started here. 9:02. It is the 15th day of April. That means tax day. I myself have my taxes done. Thank you. Very nice. And hopefully you do as well. And hopefully they are in your favor. Um, Chris is going to be joining us here shortly. A lot to talk about. We were on Saturday after. I was on Saturday after Israel absorbed a large attack from Iran and from Iranian proxies, and Israel absorbed that attack with the help of the United States, the UK, France, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia, as we reported that night. Um, Chris is here. We'll bring him up and say hello. Chris, how are you?
Pretty good, Barry. How about yourself and everyone in the audience?
I'm hanging in there. Thus far, we do not have um, what we're kind of anticipating, and that is Israel, the Israeli response to the Iranian attack on Saturday. Um, Israel is saying that they are going to respond as if everything that um Iran fired at them hit instead of um, responding to the fact that about 99% of everything was taken down, including by Jordan, Saudi Arabia, UK, France, United States. Um, how you feeling as we're looking at all this?
From what you just said, I think the distance, right?
Hmm.
Um, and the slow moving cruise missiles and the slow moving drones gave those surrounding countries the opportunity to actually drop all of those the drones and the cruise missiles. You see, if those cruise missiles and drones were like at Lebanon or Syria, I think they would have a much more difficult time, actually, or even in Iraq, they would have had a much more difficult time um, actually dropping those drones and cruise missiles.
So, what are you hearing anything as of the past 3 or 4 hours as to what the response might be from Israel?
Well, I haven't heard anything about what they're saying they're going to respond. What the response is going to be is up in the air. Okay,
Okay.
they just said they're going to respond, but as far as what the response is going to be, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
But
Let's
here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're not going to come out and tell you what the response is going to be.
right, right.
Okay, if they are, then it's not the real response because they're not going to let the enemy know what they're going to do. And heck, they might. It's what time is it now? It's 9 o'clock now, which means it's almost
Yeah,
like 4:30, 5 o'clock there, and they haven't struck yet. So
right. And
they're
and
probably not going to strike.
um they're probably not going to strike, you say,
Probably not going to
tonight.
strike it because yeah, tonight. So they got everyone on edge, and everybody is getting ready, is preparing for a strike, you know, and a strike doesn't come,
Mhm.
right? So why I'm not going to tell you I'm going to strike you, and then, if I tell you I'm going to strike you, do you really and you go put your defenses up? Do you think I want that to be? Do you think I want that to occur? No, I want you to be totally unprepared. It's the element of surprise
Right.
for an attack or an assault. So,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense for them to sit there and say that because they don't have the element of surprise on their side.
Exactly. Let's jump into the uh, Twitter file for tonight, and starting out with the latest the latest I've got is reports of two rockets fired from Iraq to Jordan. Now, I found this significant because Jordan has said it is going to protect its airspace. If anything, no matter where it comes from, that's the reason they shot down the Iranian drones, that they invaded Jordan airspace. And if something comes from Israel into Jordan airspace, um, Jordan's going to shoot that down. And that's significant because of the proximity to Iran, or I'm sorry, to Israel. Jordan, Israel's next door neighbor, as we see right here, Jordan and Israel right next door. So not opening their airspace to Israel um, will limit Israel a little bit in its potential plan of attack. So I thought we should bring that up. Also, in other news, Ukrainian nuclear power plants dangerously close to an accident, and that comes from the International Atomic Energy uh, Agency. And the Zaporizhzhia power plant, I've been talking about it for 2 years since all this started. Um, they have shut it down. It's gone into cold shutdown. There's they're struggling to keep electricity going to the plant, and the last thing we need at the moment is a nuclear accident, in my personal opinion. But um, we'll talk more about nuclear in just a minute. The Iranian regime affiliated media has come out and said Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu announced in a letter to the U.S. Department of Defense that if Israel launches a possible retaliatory attack against Iran, Russia will also participate in the Iranian counterattack.
Well,
Talk about that, Chris.
All right, so it's basically a way for this is a BRICS type situation here, as you can see, right? Maybe your audience doesn't know, but this is a BRICS type situation. We talked about what BRICS was, and I think one time you had asked me on your show about, is it going to be militarily involved, or is it just going to be economics, right? Well, now it's clear that it's going to be military involved. So it's kind of like Article 5 out of NATO. You attack one, you attack us all. And I think that's where this is going with this whole BRICS thing. You see? So don't be surprised if when Israel attacks Iran and Iran and Russia jump on Israel, right? But not only that, don't think China won't jump on Taiwan to bring the United States into another conflict. You see,
and let's not forget North Korea attacking South Korea.
Exactly. So it's like a true world war, right?
We're on the cusp of World War III, and it might all come down to how Israel responds tonight or when they do.
Exactly. But they're gonna respond. So
attack against Germany urged citizens to leave Iran now before the Israeli attack, and again that's dated today. This is what's going on in Saudi Arabia, Chris. It looks like snow, but it's not. It's hail, and the amount of hail and the amount of flooding that is going on in not only the Arabian Peninsula, Yemen is being hit with floods today as well. Floods going on in Russia, floods going on in South Africa. A lot of funky stuff happening with the weather. Anything on from your side about whether this is all just a coincidence or is this being manipulated?
That I don't even know, Barry. It's the first time I heard of it.
Okay. All right. Did you hear about the bishop that was stabbed several times in Sydney, Australia today?
I I did
The,
hear that. I
okay.
did hear that.
I
But
do.
here's the thing. There have been what I think there have been multiple stabbings
There have
in
been.
in Australia, right? I think was
Yeah.
it Friday and Saturday? Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday, I think 6 or 7 people were stabbed, and
All
then
women and a baby. Yeah.
right. So I mean, it seems like these are targeted attacks,
They are. Um,
right?
yeah. This was on a. I don't. I've got footage of the attack, but I'm not going to show it. Um, but this is. I do have if I can get it stopped right. Okay, right there is that is the. Let me back it up just a shade there. Right there is this is the face of the person that committed the stabbing. Um, Allah Akbar. Several times as he was stabbing, he stabbed one priest, and then other priests jumped in. He stabbed them before members of the congregation eventually brought him down. Um, Hundreds of people in the community came out and wanted to lynch him immediately. Police officers surrounded. It was it's just something we're going to see more and more. I'm afraid, Chris.
Right. Well, that's you have the stabbings, you're going to have the bombings, the shootings. That's what this is going to come to.
Yeah. And this is the Tel Aviv airport today. People trying to get out of the airport and
Yes.
unable to.
Yeah, that's Ben Gurion Airport in
Uh-huh.
Israel, and yeah, everyone's trying to get out. you know.
Yeah. Um, okay, I'm gonna save that story for next time, and this one as well. I've got some UFO stuff. Um, Senior Israeli officials have now stated that the ground invasion of the city of Rafah in southern Gaza has been delayed until an Israeli response against Iran has been concluded. That's no real surprise from a technical standpoint. The fact that they would announce that is kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah, but no, I mean, prior from we talk about if you want to prioritize things, the airstrike or the strike on Iran is first, and then of course anything after that is secondary. You
Mm-hmm.
see,
Yeah,
so the Rafa thing that can be put on hold.
and it is being put on hold. Okay, this is from New York City today. The quote is, "I'm here to agitate." This is a member of the Patriot Front that was outside of the Trump hearing today, the Trump trial for hush money with the Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen, um, all of that. The jury selection is um, to get underway soon, and while I mention it, there's a whole lot of talk going on about how Donald Trump said he can't go to his son's graduation. Um, and he's trying to generate sympathy, like they're holding him hostage or something. The son's graduation is on Friday, the 17th, I believe, and there is no court that day, so um, he will be able to go to his son's graduation. However, he has, if you look at his past, a very poor record of showing up for his kids' graduations. Just
So
don't let
so what
don't let yeah, don't let truth get in the way of a yeah, he's BSing the whole thing.
I'm here to agitate.
You're gonna agitate?
Just here to agitate. That's all.
What does that mean?
Just to agitate.
For whom? For which side?
I guess against the left.
The guy says, I guess against the left.
So listen, they don't even know what the heck they're fighting about. Or
Paid
for.
agitators are there to agitate.
Right.
Without knowing or caring who or what for. Yeah, we're just kind of peeling the mask off of things here. Anti-Israeli protesters in Chicago blocking roads leading into O'Hare Airport. People having to abandon their cars and walk. Chris, this also happened at the Golden Gate Bridge. It happened. They attempted to do it in Florida, but Florida passed a law that you can't demonstrate by blocking traffic, and Florida dealt with them pretty quick. In Chicago, in California, they basically brought things to a stop. They also were on the Brooklyn Bridge, took over the Brooklyn Bridge, and were active in, I believe, Portland, Oregon, which is really not a big surprise. Is this a? I don't know. This to me. While it's peaceful and impactful, I can see so much bad coming out of this, because the frustration of people that are impeded is eventually going to grow to a point where these people are just going to be sacrificing themselves instead of making statements. Is that?
Yeah. Well, if they want to sacrifice themselves, go right ahead. I don't think too many people would actually care. But
can you see it coming to that? That these people are going.
Not Americans. Americans aren't really the sacrificial type.
You know what? I thought that until yesterday, and I saw this video yesterday, Chris. I can't play it. I imagine a lot of people have seen it. This guy tries to carjack somebody, and a guy that's driving a wrecker truck sees what's going on and stops the carjacker. And the carjacker instead jumps into the wrecker, the tow truck. And the tow truck driver's running over there, and he starts shooting into the window of the tow truck at the guy that is hijacking his truck. The guy backs the truck down the road, maybe 75 feet, and then guns it, and basically kills the tow truck driver with his own truck by hitting him so hard that he flew 15 feet in the air before bouncing to the ground and dying. We're in a different time. We're in a different era. This is the sanctity of life and the value of life to people is waning, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, life here in the States doesn't mean anything. Life is cheap, right?
Man, I know you're right, but I hate that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't see it that way, as life as being important, worth value. A lot of people just see it as, who cares? You gotta die anyway. So,
Yeah, I do. The Iranian Minister of Foreign Affairs has reportedly told United Kingdom officials that Iran will immediately respond and respond stronger than before if Israel decides to launch a retaliatory attack. So Iran has already decided what they're going to do if Israel counterattacks them. And again, we've both said that, you know, um, you would assume that Israel had already decided what they would do if Iran did indeed strike them. Do you think maybe Iran struck them or attempted to strike them harder than Israel thought they would? And Israel did not have a plan for how big the attack was, even though it uh, wasn't successful as far as creating a lot of damage, but it was a massive attack.
All right, so Israel has actually gamed this out over like 2 years ago. All right, they've gamed this out over 2 years ago. They played this type of scenario out over and over again. Okay, so they know what the final outcome of this is going to be. They already know. All right, so yeah, they have a plan. They had a plan. They've had a plan. Okay, because like I said, they've done these scenarios over and over again. They war gamed this because this is what their whole objective was to get at Iran, right? That's what the end state was to get to Iran and to get rid of the nuclear uh, missiles or make them not capable to have nuclear weapons. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here it is, right here.
Yeah,
You see?
Iran's given them the opportunity to do that, and uh, this is what I don't know if you can see this or not. This is what happened in the country of Georgia today. In their parliament, a member of parliament was giving a speech and talking about the actions of Russia and
დაკავშირებითო და გაიმეორა ამ საკითხში თინა ბოკუჩავა შეკითხვა ცანძი
and Wang. We'll show that again. Another member of parliament comes up, and as you can see here in the still, basically comes up, grabs him by the collar, and smacks him up the left side of his temple. And again, this is in that's in Georgia, the country of Georgia, a former state in the Soviet Union, and that's basically in their House of Representatives. Bring him out. The crowd of more than 500 angry Christian men surrounded the church where hundreds of riot police are guarding the stabbing attacker. This is what I had mentioned earlier. And I think we're going to see a lot more of this, unfortunately.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Okay. It's being widely reported that Princess Salma of Jordan, first female pilot in the country, shot down 5 Iranian drones with her F-16 Falcon. And kudos to the princess. And thus far, I pulled 2 of these up because, you know, if they aren't true, you'll get the little notifications underneath them. And thus far, everything's pretty much true. All right, this is going to be the last one on Iran and Israel. We'll talk a little bit about Haiti coming up after this, but I just want to play this brief 30 seconds. And this is, I forget what the guy wrote. The guy wrote the book. I forget the name of the book, but anyway, here's his comment. And I apologize to everybody. I got a little bit of a headache. I'm I got these floaters going on in my eyes that I haven't had for a while, so I'm a little distracted. I apologize, but listen to this, Chris.
What role in the Middle East again does Israel play in this?
Israel was created as the instrument to bring about the Battle of Armageddon and the fulfillment of prophecy, a war that will be so terrible, where nuclear weapons will be used, so that the American citizens and the other people in the world will get down on their knees and beg for no more war. And what is the answer to that? They're going to be told the only way we can guarantee no more war is if we destroy the sovereignty of nations and we come together as one humanity in a one world government.
Right. What role in the Middle East?
Okay, is this the ultimate conspiracy theory that what all of this, everything we're seeing from the attack from Iran to escalate things, from the saber rattling with all the other countries, with the border policy of the United States and the seeming weakness in responses instead of showing strength and leading the world, is all of this a big game just to prepare for this new world order, one world government where you will own nothing and be happy about it?
Well, it's. I don't think it's a game. I think it's more or less reality.
You think all of this is happening? Potentially.
Yeah, it's definitely happening. Yeah, it's definitely happening. You know, this whole this whole thing with Israel, right? And we talk about the Bible. The Bible is really it really talks. It's really about Israel. You know, that's and that's what it's really about. So, if you want to know where things are going to be focused, focus on Israel and Jerusalem. If you really want to know what's going to happen, because that's going to be the center of everything.
And that is where the center of our focus has been and will continue to be, especially now that we are apparently on the verge of Israel striking Iran. So let's change focus just briefly here for a few minutes here, and let's go to Haiti, Chris.
Okay.
You've been talking with you've been talking with somebody. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're gonna go jump on Haiti real quick.
Yeah, have you got a few minutes to do that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, okay. Right here, this area is Haiti, shared island with the Dominican Republic, and Chris, you've been talking to somebody of relative significance from Haiti up until he decided he didn't like what you were saying.
Well, he was a former, well, I'm on Twitter or X. I tweet about this stuff on Haiti, and this is a former general, and he tweets about Haiti, and I say what I have to say about Haiti, and obviously today he didn't like what I had to say, and he blocked me because once again he's a conventional army general, and I come from the unconventional warfare side. So, like I said, there's different ways we go about handling armed non-state actors or irregulars, which is what is going on in Haiti currently with the gangs. The gangs are irregulars or armed non-state actors. So he and I kind of don't see things in the same light. And I kind of posed a question to him because it was a statement, but it was a statement and a question. And I kind of asked him, I was like, I was like, well, how is it that we can deal with the Taliban for peace talks, but and also deal with other armed non-state actors or irregulars in Syria that have ties to foreign terrorist organizations, and we're the external enablers to help them overthrow the Bashir Assad government for regime change, even though it failed. That's what we did. Okay, so if we can work with those armed non-state actors that have ties to foreign terrorist organizations, we even talked to the Taliban about peace talks in Afghanistan. Why can we not talk to those armed non-state actors in Haiti, like Guy Philippe and Cherizier, right, to bring stability to Haiti? You see, because everyone's saying, well, you can't talk to them, but we have ties to foreign terrorist organizations,
Uh, I don't know if the
and then
audience heard
also,
you or
like I
not.
said,
I
what?
didn't hear what you said, Chris. You cut out there.
Okay, so my issue is if we can work with um, armed non-state actors in Syria, and they have ties to foreign terrorist organizations, right? To for as we were external enablers to help them overthrow the Bashir Assad government, although it failed, and we can work with the Taliban or talk to the Taliban about peace talks in Afghanistan. You know, I'm pretty sure we can talk to armed non-state actors in Haiti to bring
Right.
stability back to to Haiti, because
Mhm.
the thing about it is these are non-state actors in Haiti. They have, like I said, they have the guns and they have the people. They have the power to stabilize and destabilize Haiti. So why would you not even begin to talk to them? The
Right.
bottom line in diplomacy 101, conflict dispute resolution, right?
Hmm.
Conflict dispute resolution. But first and foremost, you have to be willing. You have to talk. You have to talk to these people. Okay. But our government, the international community, and the government of Haiti doesn't even want to engage them. I'm just like, that's ridiculous. You see, and this is why Cherizier is doing what he's doing. Okay, he and Guy Philippe are doing what they're doing. Now, going back to, I kind of always like using these examples, and these are just examples of how um, armed non-state actors actually come into power. Okay. Now we talked about the Irgun. Does everyone remember the Irgun? They are
Yes.
the Zionist Jewish um, terrorist organization. Right? They were armed non-state actors that
They were. They
kicked out the
were.
British mandate
Right.
and massacred a bunch of Palestinians. Okay, so when all that stuff ended, the military side of the Irgun was absorbed into the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Forces. Okay, the political side was still called the Irgun, but then they changed their name to Harut, and then once again changed it to the Likud Party, which is the current
Which is
political
which is
party
what's
right
current.
now
Right.
in Israel. Right, you see, that's where Netanyahu is the prime minister, and he's part of that political party, right? So, and we talked about Hamas and what they did to get into power. They did all of the um, social services for the community, right? So, like they would provide medical, dental, food. If you couldn't get a job, they would help you help build up the infrastructure. All that they did all that. So when it came time, for elections, they threw the hat in the ring and they beat the Fatah party because the Fatah party was corrupt. and nobody wanted them. But furthermore, they all had the community support. They had support from the community, so they won the election. You see, so the same thing is gonna take place in Haiti. Okay, if Cherizier's group, like I said, they have formed a political party. The people in the community, just like I said, all right, and they start to deliver the humanitarian assistance or let the humanitarian assistance through in their communities, hands down, they will win. Because we talked last time, we talked about top down processing versus bottom up processing.
Right.
Stability begins at the grassroots level. Okay, and if you have that stability and that community support at the grassroots level, that candidate is going to win. Okay, opposite
Yeah.
is when you're coming top down. Top down
As long
processing, you don't have that community support, but you have to garner it somehow. But if you
right.
don't, it's not gonna. It's not. It will not succeed. That's an. You see.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh all right. Anything else? I've just been checking, and at the moment, nothing is going on. Nothing's happening. So um, if it
Right.
does, I'll hop back on
In
here.
Israel. So yeah, it's like I said.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, in closing, I kind of would like to tell the audience this: if you have like when these guys get into the fight, or those international forces come in, as long as
We're talking about
they
Haiti
have
now.
the economics,
The international force.
logistics. Right. This is Haiti. Right. So when those international forces come in to try to dislodge them, right, get rid of the irregulars or the guerrillas, as long as they have the economics to stay in the fight, the logistics, and the community support, they'll be successful. And this is why it's so important for these uh, we call them gang members. I like to call them guerrillas, that they do not end up hurting or killing the community. The simple fact: one, you're gonna have to recruit. The second part is that they become your eyes and ears of what's going on. They are your intelligence gathering apparatus to tell you what the opposition is doing. But if you keep killing these citizens, you're going to lose that support. And then furthermore, when those international forces come in, they're going to link up with those other civilians that you were killing, and they're going to turn against you, and you're going to lose. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you going to be available Wednesday night as of right now, depending on what happens between now and then, of course?
Yeah, well, Wednesday night probably won't be available, but Friday night I'll be available.
Okay. All right. Let's just plan on Friday night then. Barring anything major unforeseen coming up that you're not available on that,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here, man, as always. And
Well,
we'll
thank you,
talk to you.
bro.
All right. We'll talk to you Friday night, brother.
Okay.
That's our friend Chris. There you go. There you have it. We are kind of perched on the precipice that could push us towards a worldwide conflict. Is it an inevitable conflict that the elite, if you will, are trying to bring on to force us into a very subservient, lack of freedom new world order? All of that's yet to be seen. I've got a little bit of headache, as I said. My eyes are. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble focusing. So I'm going to hop off here, but I will be monitoring things. If Israel does launch an attack, um, I will hop back on, and as long as it's not, while I'm asleep, if they do an attack, we will hop back on and cover it. Otherwise, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we're back on, and we will be back Friday for sure with Chris at 9 o'clock. If all things allow us to be, he may be preoccupied with other things because it sure, all signs point to it's about to get real in a number of places. So as always, don't panic, be prepared. We're not trying to fear monger, we're just trying to make people aware of the situation in the world. And the world is indeed in a dark place, and we need more light. So I hope you will try to be a light. I love y'all. Not as much as chocolate chip cookies, but awfully darn close. And a special happy birthday to Lori Arnold. Today's her birthday. If you see Lori, wish her a happy birthday. And again, it's tax day, so you got about 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes, 2 hours 15 minutes, I guess, until taxes are due midnight. Get them done if you haven't already. If you haven't already, you're a bigger procrastinator than I am. So thank y'all. Do love y'all. Wish you nothing but peace, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.